To start.
You're live. Oh,
Yeah, ain't that the truth?
I'm sure my hair is good.
Should have done it before we started.
I'm not the one that slept for 3 hours.
Oh, I feel a lot better now.
Well,
It's like
2
3 hours.
hour and a half, 2 hours. He slept a long time.
Yeah,
I'm gonna stand up a second because I've been typing for a while.
I had a long
I just
day.
wanna flex on them. Anyway, so hello, I'm Nazar doing. That's actually not how you say my name, but it's how he refers to me.
Yep, that was back in the 70s.
I'm Zardar, but also I'm Zack Attack. So I have two channels, Zardar and Zack Attack. This is my fourth visit to see this dude in 3 years. That's kind of nuts, especially because I fly all the way up from Louisiana and spend about $1,000 each time to do so. Hey, I'm a nurse, so all I do is just work a couple extra shifts and it's paid for. But anyway, we get down to it, I suppose. This is our obligatory live stream.
Yep, Douglas is here.
Hey, Douglas. Thanks for your I put them down, but here we go. Thanks for your copies of these. These are really cool. These are some old wooden railway catalogs. I used to really enjoy looking at these a lot, so I'm pretty happy with that.
Now, you were a wooden railway guy too, so
I was.
yeah, kind of still are.
So,
hey, Chris, how's it going?
Hi, Chris. Arts, Toys, and Trains. Hi, Trainsman 2023. Hey, what's up? Oh, yeah, 5 people in the chat. Wow, that's coming on. I swear to God, the other live chats we did only had like 2 people in them.
Well, we did that one there, really picked up towards the end. And it's like, gee whiz.
How much did you and Eddie's get? Oh, 6.
Well,
hello, everybody.
Eddie's and I's, I don't think it was popular as it could have been because, we started like an hour late.
Right. Well, I guess getting back to it, this is our obligatory live stream, which we do usually one at the beginning of the trip and then one closer to the end. So I showed up yesterday. I got here around 4:00. And I'm actually going to be staying all the way through Sunday, November the 12th. So this would be the longest time that I've ever stayed with Corey. Although with Nick, it was pretty close too. Nick and I stayed for 5 nights.
I miss Nick.
Which normally I only stay for 4. Me and Nick have stayed for 5. So this would be really cool. I wish my brother would come, up here. But he's like, I only want to do it every other year kind of deal. He doesn't really get out or travel as much as me.
Well, these days, who wants to?
Plus, he likes to do farm stuff, so he actually would prefer to wait until there's like crops to harvest or stuff before he comes back up. But no, so I'm gonna be staying a very long time. So, the next live stream probably won't be until the night that I'm about to leave, which would be Saturday.
To answer your question, Levi, unfortunately, I have not touched that in at least a year. I've got a train show coming up here in December. Kind of like to get the model done for that, but I don't see it happening. I'm not abandoning the project. It's just kind of asleep at the moment.
He said, Trains Mania 2023 says, today was Railroaders Day here in Mexico. I put up a model train exhibit at college. That's pretty freaking cool. I would have loved to see pictures or videos of that. I bet that was really, really awesome.
I like trains.
So last night, all we kind of really did was I cooked gumbo and I cooked red beans and rice, which it's so much, it'll probably last us the entire week, literally. Plus, we bought some snacks too.
Yep.
Spent like $80 on freaking groceries yesterday. Let me tell you.
Remember back in the 70s when you could buy a cartload of groceries for $20 and then go home to your $15,000 house?
Yeah, that was nice. I wasn't even young enough. I wasn't even old enough to enjoy it. But so Trainsmania 2023 says he'll share pictures of the exhibition in the Plow Bender server. If anyone would like to see that, I know I certainly would.
That's what I gotta take time.
Well, Douglas, if you've never had gumbo before, gumbo is really amazing. It is always best during the colder weather because it's just this warm soup with meat and rice and sausage and spices, and it just really warms up your whole body, and it's so comforting. It's the best. I mean, I'm sure you and your family, y'all could go to New Orleans or something one day and check it out yourselves, but you can also make it at home.
Yeah, just go online and get the recipe. And
the hardest thing to do is the roux, because basically outside of Louisiana, people don't sell roux. So you would either have to go buy the roux online or you'd have to make it yourself.
You said another thing too, it's gumbo's not something you can rush either.
No, you can't. I mean, it takes like a minimum of 2 hours to sit there and say, okay, I'm done with it.
Constantly stirring, and
you have to stir the roux continuously or it'll burn. You have to cook all the roux down. And when you get the color that you want, when the flour's cooked down into the liquid, that's when you can stop, and that's when you can start adding in everything else. And if you burn it, then you have to start all over again, which is, yeah. So, I mean, I was cooking last night for literally like 3 hours. Like we started at like 8 or something like that. And by the time I finished in the kitchen, it was literally 11 o'clock at night. And then we still didn't go to sleep for like another 2 hours because we was doing something, and we didn't get out the house today till 11 because Corey had to run some errands this morning. And
ran to town and found out the place was closed. So it's like,
oh, shucks. Really?
I wasted a good part of an hour.
What did you have to go do?
Had to get fuel.
And it was closed.
Yep.
So do we have to do that tomorrow?
I have no idea. I'll figure that out.
One thing that does kind of suck about this trip is because we're in the winter months now and daylight savings time is over, it gets darker a lot faster. It gets dark at like somewhere between 5 and 6 o'clock here. So today we didn't get moving until 11. We went to the Coulter.
Well, we went to Knoxdale first.
Knoxdale. We went to
you guys probably remember posted about that.
We went to the Knoxdale Tunnel. I think that's in Jefferson County, right? Yeah. So we went there. We made some videos. We walked through it. It's cool. I don't necessarily need to go see it again on this trip because we actually have a lot more tunnels to cover. But we do, unfortunately, or fortunately, I guess, we have to go back tomorrow. I am filming a Yu-Gi-Oh! Chronicles follow-up video with Corey.
We'll catch you on the flip side, Levi. Take care.
Oh, dang. Goodbye.
Well, like you said, at least you got to drop in for a little bit.
Thank you, Levi. Thanks for tuning in. Sorry I had to go. Trainsmania 2023 at 7:15 over there. It's 8:15 here. We're on East Coast time in Pennsylvania. Churchill Tunnel. Where's that?
No idea. I'm sure he'll tell us though.
I'm sure he'll tell us. Where is
probably somewhere in Mexico.
The Churchill Tunnel. So, basically, long story short, there's this guy. His name is Ghost, and he lives in like the online world in Yu-Gi-Oh! Chronicles. And the way he like traps his victims is he lures them to these tunnels, and then he traps them. Like the person walks up to the tunnel and is like, "Oh wow, what's this big old tunnel doing here?" And then here comes Ghost behind them. So you have the person, and behind them is a big scary tunnel, and then in front of them is Ghost. So they're completely trapped, and the only thing that they can do is try to duel to get out of there. But Ghost is like really freaking good. He plays a Cyber Dragon deck, which, I mean, if none of y'all don't know what Yu-Gi-Oh! Is, you're not even going to understand this, but
like me,
he plays a Cyber Dragon deck, focuses on quick OTKs and monstrous attack monsters with a lot of follow-up if he's allowed to keep doing his stuff. So we have to go and film at the tunnels, and because we started today, we need to finish. It's a really big script. The script is honestly like the duel itself is like 8 pages long, and the whole script is like almost 24 pages. But we're not going to necessarily do all that. I just came up here because I wanted to film all of the minimally required scenes with him. Like, I have to do scenes at the tunnel, and then I have to do scenes with him. And then everything else, I'll just try to do back home down south. Now, ideally, if I could film the duel, if I could finish it, it would be kind of nice, especially if we can get started early enough tomorrow to where we can finish. Because we got a lot of it done today.
Yeah.
We did get a lot of it done today to where I really think that we could get this done. I think so. Let's just hope to God, yes.
Yeah, quite an elaborate project, but I think the end result speaks for itself. Just like the last one we did back in March there, that turned out pretty good. At least I thought so. What else? Train club meeting Wednesday night. Like train clubs. That's basically tomorrow. Silence.
We do have so I was getting a little too into the Yu-Gi-Oh thing, but no. Discussing our plans. We're going to be filming as much Yu-Gi-Oh Chronicle stuff as possible, but because of how long the video is, I might not be able to finish it, and I really would rather not spend my entire week over here filming Yu-Gi-Oh Chronicles. I want to actually film other stuff too, So we're just going to try to do as much as we can, but whatever I don't finish, I'll just have to go back home to Louisiana and do it there. Let's see. Looking at the chat for a moment, it's a story. So the Churchill Tunnel is a story of a tunnel that's haunted by a vampire. I visited the National Railway Museum back in June. It was a living dream. Oh, that sounds really cool.
Yeah, I don't think I'll ever get there.
And then he asked Clarion. Nice. So we do actually have to go back to Clarion because, number one, I want to see the bridge again. I think the bridge would be really cool. Going across that viaduct is super scary and super cool. But we do have to go back to the Clarion Tunnel because in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Chronicles show, that's where Corey is trapped. So I have to go back to that tunnel to get him out. We're mostly going there just to do that.
Go on without me.
But I imagine,
save yourself.
We're going to go look at the bridge, so that would be cool. Then tomorrow evening at 6:00 is the Clarion Model Railroad Club.
Yep.
That place is, no offense to them, but it's very weird. So they're only open to the public one day a week, and it's on Wednesday nights from like 6 to 8, and that's it. That's it. Out of 7 days a week, they're only open to the public for 2 hours on a Wednesday night.
Well, like I said, it's not like a 9 to 5 business.
No, it's not. But I guess I just thought that they would be open a little bit more.
Well, I mean, they're basically open during meeting night, and that's it. So,
I have a list of a couple other things too. So we have the Kinsey Walking Trail, Pittsburgh Shamet Railroad Hike, East Branch Viaduct. We're supposed to go to Oil City to look at a hobby shop over there. They're only open Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Yeah.
Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday they're closed. Yu-Gi-Oh! Chronicles, 2 live streams. The Mock Tunnel, Colder Tunnel, and
Well, it's
Colder
questionable if
Tunnel.
we'll get to Mock or not.
Why? Is it far?
No, it's just down from Colder, but to get there's a bit of a challenge.
Oh, so we may not be able to physically go because it might be too much.
Well, this time of year, maybe.
So is the East Branch Viaduct the bridge that goes over that wide open prairie, or?
I believe so, yeah.
Because I want to. That's really what I want to do is walk across another bridge. Like going through the tunnels are cool, but like there's something really cool and really scary about walking on an old abandoned bridge that you could like fall off and die with. Basically, 2 more people in the chat. Hey,
Yep.
welcome, folks. Welcome to the chat.
Welcome, welcome.
Corey, what do you want to talk about?
Not exactly sure. Well, I mean, we've pretty much been discussing like what projects we've been working on and what projects we got planned. Well, I mean, just like for example, like tomorrow night, like you said, we're going over to the Clarion Club for their meeting night, and I'm assuming they'll probably be running some stuff there.
That would
just
be cool.
like they were last time. But yeah, last year that was pretty nice. Went over there and ended up went over there, and they invited us back the next day for a running session.
Yeah, and maybe they'll do something similar. The running session was really cool. Basically, they gave us like a piece of paper, like you're driving engine number 7570, and you got to go pick up these coal cars, and you got to go bring them to the plant. Stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And they actually treat it like a real railroad assignment, so you're supposed to take it like seriously. They treat it like it's a real railroad assignment.
Well, I forget the gentleman's name. He was asking, he was taking a poll there after that. He was asking, if everyone
liked it.
He asked if everyone liked that, or they just wanted like
I thought the
free
assignment
play,
was,
I guess, for lack of a better term.
No, I thought the assignment was cool.
Yeah.
I think the assignment was really, really cool. If you have a local model railroading club, you should definitely go.
Yeah, there's Chris said Clarion's running Thursday, so.
Clarion is running Thursday. Let's see. Chris also says that sometimes they are there during the weekend when members come in at the club. Well, as someone from like out of town, they're not going to tell me that.
Well, I remember.
I'm guessing your friend Chris is local.
Chris is part of Division 11.
The
train club that. You recall there we set up in. Well, I wasn't part of it, but they set up in St. Mary's there. Jen and I went. And then they also had a meeting there last month, I think it was.
So they really are running Thursday. That would be really cool. Now, one thing that me and Corey would like to do, and to be honest, I don't know if we'll have the chance to go, but Friday. So for the first couple of days of this trip, we are dedicating it to the train club and the tunnels and filming Yu-Gi-Oh! Chronicles.
Yes.
The latter half of the week, we were kind of thinking Friday we were going to drive to Ohio for the day to go see this train graveyard somewhere. I really, 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 really hope we can go, but we have look at this list. We got there's a glare. Yeah, there it is. We have a lot of stuff to do on this list.
So Jelly Donut was actually asking, have you been back to your hobby shop?
Which one? Officials?
Yeah.
That one's closed.
I've done a drive-by. The place is basically cleaned out. There's nothing there. So I don't know what else there is to report on that.
Nothing, probably. Doolittles, we might not be able to do Doolittles till later in the week. I don't really know. Because like I said, we're kind of doing all of these outdoor explorations and stuff like that. Like today, we started so late, we only got about 4 hours and stuff.
they closed their doors. I want to say February 18th was the last day
of this year, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
All the old inventory was, some of the old inventories were auctioned off. No idea where a lot of it went. Friends and I have speculated, but no, I ended up getting burnt in the deal. Bid it on an item in the auction and took forever to ship the thing. When I finally did receive it, it was damaged.
And the item was $40, but then you pay like another 30 or 40 in shipping and handling and.
Oh, it was ridiculous. There was, okay, yeah, I understand the shipping, but it's like I had to pay a 10% buyer's premium. There were 3% card fees. It's like, gee whiz. I mean, like I said, though, if I'd got the item in the condition it was presented in the time frame I was said I'd get it, I'd had no problem paying what I did for it. But and then it's funny there because the auction service that I did a consumer affairs video on, there was a guy basically raking me over the coals saying about how, it was my fault. I wasn't being fair to this auction company and shit like that. And it's like, well, here's the funny part about it. They got a 4.3% or 4.3 out of 5-star rating. So they're not a 5-star auction service. Then in addition to that, they're apparently a 5-star rated business by the Better Business Bureau, but there's only one rating. So it's like, that's really nothing to write home about. Then they got one review on Yelp, which is 1 star. And it's like, I don't know.
It's like, why would they use such a crappy business to handle all of their, stuff that they're sending off? It doesn't really make sense.
I had a friend told me there. He's like, the owner was basically basically cheap, so it's no surprise he'd hire someone like that.
Well,
but I look at it this way: it's like it's done and over with,
So our plan tomorrow is we have to go back to the Knoxdale Tunnel. We may or may not go back to the Coulter Tunnel, and then we do have to make a appearance at the Clarion Tunnel to do Corey's scenes. Because like there's a part where, like, spoiler alert, I guess, Zack rematches Ghost. Ghost defeated Corey. So then Zack goes and has to defeat Ghost. After he defeats Ghost, he's going to go into the tunnel and like save Corey or whatever. And then they're going to go back to the real world together.
I don't want to go back to the real world. It sucks.
So, I think that's taking so long is the duel, because obviously the more of the duel that I'm able to film here on actual location, then that's great. But one of the issues that I kind of had was when I came to visit Corey back in March, we literally spent 2 of the available days that I had with Corey just doing Yu-Gi-Oh! Chronicles. And I came here for a week. I've been waiting several months to come here. This trip is expensive and takes a lot of setup to do. Even though I like being able to film Yu-Gi-Oh! Chronicles, and I'm really excited because, dude, filming in front of like these big locations, these valleys, these abandoned tunnels, you can't think of a cooler place to go, I don't think. But it is very much out there. No matter where we go, the closest tunnel to the road ratio is probably Clarion. But then the problem with Clarion is that Clarion is more of a tourist attraction. So one of the reasons why it took so long for us to do the filming at Clarion is because so many people kept coming to it, and it would interrupt our shots. We'd have to pause. There'd be the awkward conversations because I'm dressed up ridiculous. I got this dual disc on. I got all this gear.
Holding a damn toy.
Holding a big ass toy. And there's like, we're obviously filming a video, and people are like, what are you doing? And I'm just like, oh, it's TikTok,
Yeah, everyone.
So what's kind of beneficial about going to some of these other tunnels, they are so remote. People don't even know where they are. Like, they don't have addresses. You have to use coordinates to find them. Like, Like Corey looked all of these tunnels up on a map, got the coordinates, and when we go into like Google Earth and stuff for GPS directions, we literally just like look up the coordinates of the tunnel and then we drop a pin at the closest road leading up to it. What you looking at, Corey?
Ricardo just sent these to
Oh,
the server.
wow. Look, Ricardo did all that?
Yep.
Wow, that is really nice. So he's got Edward, Bachman Edward going through a tunnel. He's got, it's kind of Christmas themed. He's got Christmas trees.
No, it's that time of
The
year.
tunnel has snow. There's Emily and Edward pulling the Polar Express together.
Oh, there you got video. Oh, there's the Hogwarts Express.
Man, they're going kind of fast, aren't they? Man, the chat dropped off a lot. We only have 2.
Oh, they'll be back. They all come back. What was, there was something I was gonna say.
What?
I'm trying to remember what it was. Oh, now I remember. One nice thing with this time shooting his Yu-Gi-Oh! Chronicles earlier, I guess it was last month there, I went out and bought myself a wireless microphone kit.
Yeah.
And what is really nice with this is, well, I'm going to be honest. The iPhone camera is pretty good.
It's a great camera.
Microphone sucks.
Microphone sucks. Same thing, especially when you're out in a big open space where there's a lot of reverb
and wind
and echo and wind. So the videos are very good, but the audio, it sounds so distant, even if you're like right up to it.
I took this microphone, I plugged the receiver into his phone, which he uses for filming, and I put
no Bluetooth required. It just hooks up to the audio jack.
I put the microphone in the transmitter. The transmitter kind of went in his pocket on the one.
Yeah, I mean it stinks because I had to have this wire coming from my body, but the wire is kind of small, and I was wearing black clothes, so it's like it kind of, sort of, hit it a little bit. I'm sure eagle-eyed people could still see it, but
what is really nice too, and I actually learned this from the YouTuber Kip K, with the wireless mic, if I took the mic
under the shirt,
you're supposed to clip it on. They give you a clip to clip it on to the collar of your shirt. But what I did was I put it down in Zack's shirt and clipped it on in there, which it concealed the microphone. But not only that, it would keep the wind from blowing across it.
I had a lot of stuff on. I had a shirt, I had a scarf, and I had a jacket. And so we did some test shots. And even with 3 layers of clothes over the mic, you still heard my voice very clearly because there was a lot of wind today. I was like, I don't even know how we're going to film this because there's so much wind, but we got it.
And what is nice too,
we got it, bro.
Like, I can be upwards of, we didn't do it, but I could be upwards of like 20 feet away from him, and it would sound like I was standing right in front of him because of the mic. And then it was one of those deals when we'd record, you'd hear me saying, rolling or action, and it would sound vague, but it's like for him with the mic on him, like I said, it was basically like he was right in front of the camera, even when he was probably at times almost 10 feet away.
Well, and because we're doing these duels, I guess Douglas must be our only viewer now. It's just us 3, Douglas. Maybe some other people will come back on.
They'll be back.
Hopefully so.
Well, we did lose
Chris.
Oh no, we lost what's his name, Levi. He went to bed.
Yeah.
So
Chris was saying with the Clarion Model Train Club, they are also around during the weekends when members come to the club. Well, unless you're a club member or you just so happen to show up and knock on the door and say like, hey, I'm here to play with the trains, then I doubt that they're just going to like let you in,
Well, I know when we were there last year, I'm trying to remember the guy's name. I think he was the treasurer for the club. He was saying there about if you became a member and you got approved and everything, you basically had 24/7 access to the clubhouse.
But in Corey's case, he kind of really doesn't need it because he already has 24/7 access to Doolittles.
For
the most part.
Yeah. That's what Bob messaged me there.
I mean, they didn't leave till 9 o'clock the other day.
Yeah.
Him and Eddie did not leave Doolittle's till 9 o'clock. The place probably ain't even open at 9
Oh,
o'clock.
by the time we got, well, I know the brew works closed at 7.
Uh-huh.
And it's like by the time we got out of there, everything was dark. It's like, and I'll be honest with you, I wanted to be out there sometime between 6 and 7 o'clock, not leaving there at 9.
Right.
But I don't know. Bad plan, like Eddie said, bad planning on his part because, with his models, he has everything in the boxes. Puts everything in the boxes, has to unpack them out of the boxes, then has to pack them back up in the boxes when he's done.
See, he left, like, which, I mean, hey, respect your collection. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't bring any tender engines. I just brought like little short stumpy, like I brought Mavis, Salty, and Diesel, and I literally just took like a dish towel and I wrapped them up really tight in the dish towel, and then I put them in my book bag, and that was good. I mean, they're safe,
Well, I was telling Eddie
I cannot fit these in my luggage. This is too much. Because Eddie drives 5 hours from Michigan to come over here.
Yeah, but you got to fly.
I have to fly from Louisiana. So
I don't have a Hornby Murdoch. That was Eddie's Hornby Murdoch.
This is a City of Turo that he left behind, and we are really hoping to play with it at the Doolittle station.
But I was going to say there, I was telling Eddie, last train club meeting I went to, Chris was showing, he made trays to carry your engines. They're all made out of foam core. And you put a little bubble wrap in the tray there, and you can actually put them in those storage totes.
That sounds pretty good.
I was telling Eddie he needs to get himself a set of those. I want to make some myself for my models, but I don't know. Probably be a winter project. Oh, yes.
So it sucks. Tomorrow, I'm only going to basically dedicate today and tomorrow for Yu-Gi-Oh! Chronicles. So whatever does not get finished is going to have to go to Louisiana.
Yep.
Because I do not want to be
spending
$1,000 essentially just to come up here and film.
Again, I don't know if you want to mess with it, but you could possibly do green screen. The only downside is if you go back to Louisiana.
I mean, I think it's fine. I don't really need to.
If you go back to Louisiana, your audio quality is going to change because you're not going to be using the wireless mic.
I've already pretty much come to the conclusion that continuity in my Yu-Gi-Oh series
is non-existent.
I kind of just, I mean, look, I want to make it good. I want to make it as good as possible, but at the same time, it's just a passion project.
Well,
I'm a nurse. YouTube is now my full-time job. I want to make it something that's watchable and fun, but things like, oh, well, Zack had his glove on in one hand, and then the next scene, he didn't have the glove on, and then the next scene, he has it back on. Like, oh, wow, we had 3 people joining back in the chat. Hey, hello, everyone.
I was saying there, another thing.
Hello again, Chris.
Look at the one we did back in March. It had errors, but it's like, I think there was a lot of people overlooked that just because it was so epic that it made a comeback after 10 years.
Yeah. The microphone helps a lot. And I have a Bluetooth mic because I have a Bluetooth iPhone. I haven't really tried it yet. I was going to definitely try it and see, because like me and Stefan just filmed Yu-Gi-Oh! Chronicles Season 2, Episode 1 in his house. Oh, man. That was like, his house doesn't have a lot of furniture in it. So the reverb in his house is awful. Like, it echoed so bad. There's a tool in Filmora that helps to take some of the reverb out, but you can only do it by about 25% because if you do it more than that, it makes your voice sound robotic, and I can't.
Yeah. See, again, wireless mic would eliminate a lot of that.
Okay, Corey.
Well, I told you I was a little reluctant to pay $80-some for that, but I mean, at the end of the day.
But hey, it's worth it, and
I mean, too, it's you're paying that kind of money, but it's going to improve the quality of your videos. So,
check
out Zack's channel.
What is a Yu-Gi-Oh! Chronicles? So my channel, which is Zardar and Zack Attack.
Are you here?
Okay, it's a little YouTube series that I made back in high school with my friends. We made 12 episodes, and it got really popular. The first episode, even though it's terrible, and we were like 12 or 13 when we made it, literally has like 250,000 views. So we made the show, we completed the show, and then that was it. But me and Stefan had always talked about making a season 2, and probably just a season 2. Like I literally don't have any plans for like a season 3 or whatever. But we knew we wanted to make a season 2, but we were like, there's no way. How can we even make it? Well, 10 years later, we finally are making Yu-Gi-Oh! Chronicles season 2.
And you were saying
we want to make it good.
You were saying too about, a lot of people that were involved with the project have,
they moved on.
They're older now, moved on to better things, just don't have time for it.
Or some of them don't even want to. Like Randall and John, they were in it, and I point blank, I was like, hey, we are doing this. Would you like to do it? No, I mean, that was something we did in high school, and like it was fun, but like now it'd be kind of like childish. Where I'm like, childish? You worried about what? You worried about not getting no hoes or something? Like both of them are in relationships already, so I don't know what hoes they would be worried about not getting when they already have significant others. So
I like my significant
it just doesn't really make sense. I mean, Corey's in it, and he don't even know nothing about Yu-Gi-Oh!
Well, it's not that hard when you're reading the script.
Right. It's all a script. It doesn't matter. You don't have to know anything about it. You just read the script. Corey's acting in the episode that we did in March, dude, it was amazing. It was like better than mine.
That, and I gave you some good ideas too when we were filming.
Corey's direction.
Like I told you, one of the big things, keep the camera on the move to keep it visually interesting. And then, like
Corey has a lot of skill as a director, and he's helped me improve a lot of my shots for sure.
Yep.
But no, it does kind of suck because tomorrow, I don't want to say tomorrow's like a wasted day, but tomorrow we like have to spend almost the entire day filming Yu-Gi-Oh! Chronicles again. I really this is kind of my fault. I underestimated how long it would take. I was like, it might take us 2 hours to film the whole thing. Dude, well, we were filming for 2 hours today, and we still didn't finish all of it.
Yeah, but imagine if you were doing it all yourself, though.
We still have probably, honestly, we have 2 to 3 more hours worth of filming tomorrow. And that's assuming that we don't have any interruptions. Because I play both of the characters in this episode. So it's kind of like, it's a little aggravating because basically it's me as Zack. I do all of my stuff. And then Ghost, who's also me, but I just put different clothes on and I sound a little different. Then he does his stuff. So and then Corey's just cameraman. And oh my God, I don't want to go back and film at the Culture Tunnel because the terrain was so bad. Yeah. It's lopsided. It made our backs hurt.
Like, my back was hurting. My legs were hurting. I didn't think I was going to walk out of there, really.
No.
By the time we got back to the car, I was hurting so bad. I'm feeling a lot better now after laying it down for a little bit. And I'll tell you, them heated seats are nice when your back hurts.
Terrible. So Chris is basically saying that we should definitely go run trains on Thursday.
See what our schedule permits.
And then also I did bring actual Yu-Gi-Oh cards with me. I brought my deck, my Rika Sun Avalon deck. It's a plant deck. Focuses on summoning a bunch of monsters. And in Du Bois, which is where the trains are, obviously, they have a hobby shop over there that is going to do a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament at 2:00.
Oh.
So it might not be till Saturday for us to actually go to Du Bois.
Oh, there was something.
Maybe it probably won't be till Saturday that we actually get to go to Du Bois and play with the trains.
Speaking of Doolittles, there.
Or do Littles, yeah, Du Bois, Littles.
Talking to Eddie. We went there.
What he said.
We went there Sunday to run trains.
Uh-huh.
Entire day, we never saw anybody come through the car. I mean,
I don't know whether that's probably not a good thing.
Well,
when you and I went in March, there was quite a few people that came through.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've been in there a couple times, and I mean, like, regardless whether it's weekend, weekdays, you're in there. You could be in there a few hours and nobody goes through. I think the big thing is there's like nothing there anymore. I met up with a guy named Dave. Well, not intentionally, but there was a guy named Dave there the one day I was there, and he was working on the layouts. And it's just one of those deals. There's not a whole lot at Doolittle's anymore. As far as I know, the depot's closed. They don't have the
What's the depot?
That's the station right across there.
Oh,
the depot.
Why is it closed?
The depot's closed. They don't have the dining car. They don't have the parlor car. The barbecue pit moved out.
Really, it's just the brew works and the ice cream stand.
Well, there's another thing. The creamery was closed too. I don't know if they've switched over to winter hours or what, but
I guess there's a lot of businesses here in Pennsylvania that, because I guess it gets so cold here, there are literally some businesses in Pennsylvania that will just straight up close for the rest of the year till like February or March. Just straight up closed. I guess because it's that. I mean, I figure it's cold, but I didn't think it would be that cold.
What else? Yeah, they got that rail car pizza there, but you can only get that through the brew works now. I mean, unfortunately,
job I have to go to Thursday. Well, you don't have to come with us. We'll just play with the trains for you and rub it in your face.
Oh, come on, be nice to Chris.
I don't even know Chris. I don't have to be nice to him.
He's a fellow club member for me. I gotta.
Which club? Division 11. What's that?
Division 11.
What is Division 11?
The train club.
CMRC.
No, Allegheny Plateau Division. That's why I got my NMRA membership this year.
So wait, are we gonna go to it then?
What?
Division 11. Are we gonna go to this?
They don't have a clubhouse.
So it's not a physical club. It's just like a online club.
I don't know. Chris could probably tell you more than I could.
Okay.
Well, that reminds me. They set up in St. Mary's, and I was posting about that. You're like, oh, I want to go there sometime. It's like, this isn't a permanent setup.
We have little wind up Rusty.
We quit messing with my stuff.
There's Rusty. Rusty in the boulder. Rusty in the big ass microphone. All right, bye, Rusty.
That was another good investment. $60 for that microphone, but I think it more than paid for itself.
Yeah. Why did your hobby shop close? Well, Jelly Donut, there is a whole video on his channel that says
a whole consumer affairs topic.
It technically doesn't say why it closed. We don't technically know the reason why it closed.
The owner decided to retire, basically.
But we're pretty certain it has to deal with the fallout of the scalping that occurred. If you had your own private engine, what kind of steam engine would it be? I used to actually think about that, but I haven't really thought about it in a while. I used to know what I would want it to be. I'd probably make it like a Thomas the Tank Engine kind of thing.
I don't know. If I had the money, I'd get Strasbourg 90, put it in my backyard.
Uh-huh. So Strasbourg 90 for him.
Hey, I love the 210 wheel arrangement. I mean, that 90's got to be my favorite locomotive out there.
I guess I'm gonna keep it a little simple, maybe, and do the City of Truro. Sure, why not? The City of Truro would be my private locomotive, taking me everywhere. Hey, are we gonna try to go see the early morning trains in Du Bois? Didn't your mom say that they pass in the morning early, or
maybe? I mean, I guess depends when we get there. What was I gonna say? It was something. Rob the Red Engine. I mean, I know I've mentioned this numerous times on the channel. I apologize for being repetitive here. He drove City of Truro. I think it was in.
That's pretty cool.
What was it? 2000.
Congrats, Rob.
I think 2011 he drove it, and then 2013 it was withdrawn from service because the boiler ticket expired. So she's been on static display since. One of those deals, Rob only just got to drive it, basically.
Oh yeah, I forgot that locomotives actually had to get like their boilers inspected, and they could get a 3 to 5 year permit.
90 went in for boiler inspection this year, and she's also going in for rebuild in 2024. Okay, yeah. Ricardo said it was actually 2014.
Okay.
City of Truro was withdrawn. But yeah, she's been on static display since. I think when they did restore her, I think back in the early 2000s, and the restoration was like 130,000 pounds, which whatever that is in US dollars.
That's probably about $150,000. If I had to guess. If not more. Might actually be 175. That's expensive.
Yeah.
Because the British pound is worth more. I think like a British pound is like $1.25 or something like that.
Well,
it's like
it changes every day.
Well, it changes, but in general, a British pound is about $1.25 in American money.
Yes.
So their currency is worth more than ours, which I guess, does that mean that they have a better economy than us? I never really understood how that worked.
Well, I know that 611's the sole survivor of her class. That's what I was disappointed there. She'd been in Stroudsburg for a few years now, I guess. I actually, when I was driving through Stroudsburg earlier this year, I did drive past the museum, and she was sitting there, but it didn't stop or anything. And of course, I think it was in the summer. She was taken to West Virginia, but yeah, I guess kind of went to Stroudsburg at the wrong time, I guess, because last day out with Thomas event was in September, so didn't get to see the Thomas unit in operation. Chris is saying the trains run through at 9 a.m.
Jeremy. I think it's
I think Connor is New York Central Hudson, if I remember right. Don't mind him, he's just looking through a magazine. Not what you think it is.
So, all right, recap. Tomorrow, you know what I think we should do, honestly?
What?
I think we should go to Clarion first and get that out the way, because since that's the most touristy of the tunnels,
yeah,
we need to get that done earlier because the afternoon crowd, people going to definitely be showing up in the afternoon. Because the Clarion Tunnel, it has an address. Like these
it has its own box number.
Like it has its own address. If you type in Clarion Tunnel, Piney Dam, it's like 1730 Piney Dam Road or something like that.
I don't really like football, basketball. I don't watch that, but I watch motorsports sometimes.
I don't really care about sports, even though I'm from the South, and people in the South, people all over care about sports, but especially on the Gulf Coast, Louisiana, Alabama people, Mississippi, you name it, they love some football, bruh. Football is the dominant sport, and then baseball is second, and basketball is probably third. I don't care about sports that much. I mean, it's not something I really pay attention to. If the game is on and I got nothing better to do, I'll watch it. But really, the only time I watch sports is if there's like a championship match. Like if we're getting into the finals, if it's the Super Bowl, if it's the NWA championships.
That's probably like the only thing I've ever seen. Really is the Super Bowl.
NBA championship. That's it. Or Astros.
I was gonna say they're soccer. Soccer's just dumb.
No, soccer's not dumb.
Yeah, I don't watch soccer because if I wanted to watch somebody struggle to score for 6 hours, I'd take my friends out to the bar.
Shoot, soccer's better than football.
And I mean,
in my opinion.
What about tennis?
Tennis is okay.
I forget what it was. It was a world championship. World championship tennis, whatever. You know what the final score was?
15-love.
0-0.
I don't know how tennis
0-0.
I don't know how tennis
And it's
works.
and people pay to watch this shit?
I don't know how tennis works, bro. I can't give input. But no, that's my opinion. We need to go to Clarion tomorrow because, for one, Clarion's busy, so we need to go in the morning when there won't be anybody there.
And then we can stop at the buffet for lunch.
We could exactly.
We
can stop at Sakura Buffet for lunch. Secondly, the Clarion thing, that is like I have to film that with you. Like that is the thing that I have to film with you. And then after we go to Clarion and we go to, what am I trying to say? I don't even know. After we go to Clarion and then we go to the Sakura Buffet, if it's open, then we'll probably go back to the Knoxville tunnel Knoxdale. And we have to, and then hopefully we can film all the filming there. Really freaking nice, but whatever. Okay, it says, what is the worst Thomas fan experience you've had? I think is what that says. Your stupid little heart's in the way, but I think...
Yeah, I hate how YouTube put that there.
But I think it says, what is the worst Thomas fan experience you've had? Well, the scalpers. That's the worst experience.
Yeah, I guess
I would say that the scalping. Because it was Thomas fans that did the scalping. Thomas fans that came from...
All over the country,
states away, to scalp all this product from this little rural hobby shop. That's kind of getting into drama territory, which I try not to go into drama territory, but I mean, at this point, it's like a fact. Hey, look, 3 people just joined.
Yep.
Hello, 3 people again.
I mean, I'd also have to say, you've had just people on YouTube in general, I mean, I don't want to mention names here, but
no, not mentioning no names, but
there's one YouTuber I haven't heard from him for a month now, but they've been harassing me, basically doing someone else's dirty work for them. And it's one of those deals. I myself am not impressed with people who fight other people's battles for them. I said it before. If you have a problem with me, come to me directly. Don't send your minions to do your dirty work. Some people out there, they'd rather start something. They'd rather start unnecessary drama than have a mature conversation like adults. But a lot of that, you're a real big tough person when you're sitting behind a computer screen.
So, did the scalpers resell the stuff? Well, we into any of their, can only assume that the scalpers more scalping.
Yeah.
Because the reason they scalp these products is because this hobby shop officials, which is closed now, so I guess it doesn't matter if we talk about it.
I mean, some of that stuff was priced 20 years ago.
So let's just say, okay, and this is not just an Edward, this is an Edward that is meant in the box with the portrait packaging. All right. So those are not made anymore. They discontinue. Oops. continued Ertl like in early. Oh wow, we have 6 people watching now. Hello everybody, welcome.
Hey folks.
Ertl was discontinued in like 2003, 2004.
2001 for the U.S. market, 2004 for the UK market.
Right. So Ertls are not made anymore. At least Thomas Ertls, because Ertl still made.
The Ertl company's still a thing.
Yeah, Ertl just doesn't make Thomas anymore. But like, so Ertl Thomas characters are not made anymore. It's die-cast metal. It's, you know, very collectible toys. And so another example is like Flying Scotsman. Flying Scotsman is like a $60 to $70 item on eBay, but this shop had them for like $10, $10 to $12, maybe 14 or 15. And these like items had not been priced in like 5 years. So, because on the price tag of the item, it actually showed you the date that it was priced. And most of them had been priced 5 to 10 years ago and hadn't been updated since. So, and me and Corey, you know, we were naive. We didn't really think that there'd be like any serious repercussions or whatever. We went to the shop and we showed in detail where everything was. And we also showed in detail, like, oh, hey, by the way, this is all for sale at retail price, $10. You better believe that it was all gone.
I mean, the crazy part is
it was gone completely.
There was people in there like a couple weeks after that video aired. And it's like within a year's time, a good majority of the stuff had been cleaned out. Yeah, he's just his phone. Unfortunately, it's a hard lesson to learn. But I was telling Zach there, it's kind of crazy between when we made that video and when the hobby shop announced it was closing, 1.5 years between those two dates. Crazy.
Yeah. If you guys haven't seen the video,
well,
go watch the original, which is the original Hobby Shop video. And then after that, go watch the Fallout video, the Consumers Affairs video. Douglas Rowe, not that I have known of, but scalpers really damp down the fun of going to local hobby or train stores. Well, scalpers can only go where they know that these hobby shops are. So I hate to say it, if you have a hobby shop, you can say, hey, there's this hobby shop here. But like this hobby shop that we're going to go to in Oil City, Pennsylvania, which I'm not sure when that is.
Sometime this week.
We really need to go. Maybe Thursday or something. I would probably Thursday. We really, really got to go to Oil City for sure.
Yep.
We have got to go see that. We will go to this hobby shop and we're going to say, oh, they have trains and they have this and that, but we're not going to show the product and we're not going to go into detail about what product is there.
See, like Zach and I were saying there, if we'd have not, we showed way too much. If we'd have just shown a little bit, chances are people have been less apt to go to the hobby shop and scalp, because if you don't know what exactly is there, you know, you're not going to drive an hour or so just to come home, you know, empty-handed. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. Thomas Wooden Railway, yeah, I do think his videos kind of do that, because like my friend Matt, his local hobby shop in Illinois, Thomas Wooden Railway was there, I think 2021, and Matt told, like, they had older Trackmaster stuff, some older Wooden Railway. We're not talking you know, going clear back to like the Learning Curve era, but you know, like when Fisher Price first started, and then they had take and play items. And it's like Matt was telling me there, that all that stuff was gone. Like people came in and bought up all the good stuff, and you know, I mean,
and there's nothing inherently wrong with doing it, but like Douglas was saying, Thomas Wooden Railway, name dropping him, sorry, he made this video.
well, he's still a good guy regardless.
I mean, he's a great guy, and he certainly had no malicious intent, just like me and Corey did. But like Thomas Wooden Railway, he went to this shop, which I think was in Illinois. Dude, they had like Thomas stuff for sale on the wall. Like you could go up to the wall and grab like a Bachman duck off of it and go to check out.
Well,
they literally had Bachman, like they had all kinds of Thomas stuff, hundreds and hundreds of Thomas stuff just on the wall. Like, oop, I'm gonna just grab this Bachman duck and go to check out with it.
Well, I mean,
and then like just a couple weeks or months later, it was all gone, or like a huge majority of it was gone.
Well,
because scalpers saw the video, they went to the shop and they bought all the stuff.
Oh, and then like I said, in regards to our video, it's like I don't understand, because you had like Thomas Wooden Railway, you had us. I mean, I'm sure there's other people out there that do these hobby shop videos. It's like, how did these scalpers come across these videos so easily, then manage to travel all over the country to these shops to buy up the stock?
That's what I don't understand either, especially because a lot of this stuff was happening during the COVID pandemic. Like, is this what people were spending their government stimulus checks on? Was a bunch of toys and a bunch of trains?
You said people were doing that with trading cards.
Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon. Like, Yu-Gi-Oh went through a scalping phase too, where it didn't matter whether the product was good or bad. Dude, if the new product came out, people was buying it in bulk off the shelves.
And then you were saying too,
I couldn't get nothing. I couldn't get cards for a while.
I mean, it was so crazy too, because when we went to the hobby shop, we did do a couple live chats.
Yeah.
While you were here, and you even talked about scalping.
Yeah.
And like you even said, scalping
was bad. I said it was bad. I said don't do it.
Well, you said about, scalping has always been a thing, but it's been more widespread in the last 2 years.
To answer Jelly Donut's question, what would you consider a scalper? So a scalper is like that Flying Scotsman. I know Flying Scotsman's worth $70 mint in the box on eBay. Actually, mint in the box, it might even be $100. I don't know.
It depends who you are.
I don't know. It might even be $100.
Some people are really trying it on at $100, but I've seen them go for like $70.
But the $70 to $100 for mint in box. But this store has it on sale for $10 and it has 5 of them. A scalper would buy all 5 of them. 5 Flying Scotsmen for $50. Then he would go sell them online immediately to turn a profit of like $500.
Mm-hmm.
Selling one would have been enough, but when you are scalping, you are taking the product away from the store, flipping it online, which from a money-making perspective, I guess is smart, but from like an ethical, moral perspective,
it's not ethically right.
It's not ethically right because you don't need 5 Flying Scotsmans. Maybe 2. I would make the argument that you could do 2 of them because you could buy one for yourself and then you could sell the other one because, hey, who doesn't want $70?
Yeah,
am I right?
I mean, there's no law against making a profit either.
But buying all 5 of them so that you can sell them all and no one else can get them, that's just wrong. And that's what a scalper is essentially, because there was a person who is not mentioned by name, and I won't mention his name, but one person in particular flew all the way from the West Coast to the Officials Hobby Shop, had $500-$600 and bought like 30 or 40 Ertl items. Spent all that money buying those items basically so he could have at least over $1,000 worth of resale value. I'm not going to say the name of the store yet, but it is going to be in Oil City, Pennsylvania. It's a hobby shop. And they have they have trading cards in one half of the store, and then they have trains in the other half of the store, which is pretty nuts. So that means I could go play Yu-Gi-Oh and electric trains at the same time.
Well,
That's pretty cool.
that's like I told you there, though, with the hobby shop, it was ridiculous how things were handled. Yeah, the fact that you had people coming in, buying up all the good inventory, buying bulk amounts and duplicates of items, and the owners never said, or well, the employees never did anything about it until the owner stepped in and they're like, oh, now we're going to up the prices on everything, despite the fact that, what's there is the common stuff that's really not worth that much. And then, you get all these new people coming into the shop, buying up a shit ton of this inventory. And, they don't say anything. They let the people make their purchase and walk out of the store. Yet you have me, I go in there buying something that's maybe worth $10, if even that.
Right.
And they want to accuse me of trying to buy these items to on-sell them. It's like, why would you accuse someone who's been a customer there for 18 years? You accuse somebody who's been a repeat customer for 18 years, yet you don't say anything to somebody who you've never seen before, who comes in and buys, because some of the hobby shops I know, they even, like, if you try to buy a large volume or value of items, they'll freeze the transaction, and it requires manager's approval before you can check out.
So Jelly Donut is admitting that he went to Fischl's, but he only bought one Flying Scotsman. Congratulations. See, that is the polite thing to do. See, this is the thing that I don't understand, though, and I'm going to say it again. The video only got like 200 or 300 views.
It got 300 views in a year's time.
How is it?
And
that even when the video was a flop, like the video flopped. I mean, the video flopped. I don't know what to say.
I mean, literally,
the video flopped, but yet the few amount of people that saw the video was enough of a ripple effect for like all these dozens, like probably like 2 dozen people, 2 to 3 dozen people total went to this shop from wherever the hell they lived, however far away they lived, to go buy some trains. Like, it blows my mind on that.
Well, I still can't see.
Actually,
I still can't see the sense of, flying the whole way across the country to go to this hobby shop and, maybe turn like a $1,400 profit at most.
Which, hey, $1,400 is cool, but to spend $500 to do it, but then technically you're also spending like $400 or $500 on an airfare, because airfare is not cheap. Like,
it's been worse in the last couple of years too.
So Captain Eddie Rolls has joined the chat. Captain Eddie Rolls, we did post on his channel that we was doing a live stream. I guess you just didn't see it. Sorry, bud. Sorry, bro.
That's what we were having a bull session with Eddie there last night when we were cooking.
And then to kind of say what Douglas Rowe was saying about how these videos that showcase these hobby shops, they cause damage. So initially you're like, well, what's the big deal? Like, the hobby shop is selling stuff. That's good, right? Well, initially, yes, because the product is moving and the shop is making money. But a shop doesn't do good if all the product is bought and then it has no more product to sell. So for the first month or so that they're doing all these sales, it's like great. But then when the word gets out that all the product is gone, you're not going to go back to the shop, because I hate to say it, the shop was cool, but the main reason why people were going to that shop is because of the Thomas stuff. But even the train stuff too, like Corey said,
well,
that he bought like a piece of rolling stock for like $50, and online that same piece of rolling stock was like triple the price.
So
and
I mean, in addition to that,
it wasn't just Thomas. There was other things too in the store that were severely undervalued.
Well, what was nice, what I liked about this hobby shop is, it had the older inventory. So it's one of those, and I mean, the prices were reasonable and all that. I was telling Zack there, when you walked into the store, they had this big display cabinet full of trains, locomotives and such. Well, I was telling Zack there, it wasn't just the Thomas items that were being scalped, because, this display cabinet had all these trains in there. You look at when Zack and I went, because I recorded that, you look at when we went, the cabinet was chocked full of model trains. But when we went a year later, it was not as full as it was before.
Right. There was the display cabinet, and the display cabinet, other than maybe having like, it had some Ertl Rusties for some weird reason. It had like 5 Ertl Rusties in a plastic bag. There was no Thomas related stuff in these display cases. I have throwbacks on my phone that I sent to Corey. I don't think it'll show very well on here, but like I can look. So like, look at all that. Look at all of this stuff. I know it doesn't focus very well, but just look at all this product that used to be there, and it's gone.
Well,
like it was just gone. Like
aside
that.
from the hobby shop closing, it was gone before that.
And then this is the wall that had the Ertl stuff on there. This is the wall that had the Ertl stuff. Look at that. I mean, that's so. There's Henrietta. There's Henrietta, and there's like a Sodor taxi, and this wall was gone. And then they had so much crap that they even had like boxes off to the side, and they just had like more stuff in it. So in 55 seconds, there's going to be an ad for some viewers. I'm sorry about that. I don't control the ads.
Yeah.
Corey does.
Well, we've been
It's
going
his
on
fault.
for an hour now. We ought to wrap it up before too much longer.
We should wrap it up because I still have to finish working on my Yu-Gi-Oh! Chronicle script a little bit more, even though, I mean, realistically, it's not going to get finished. I'm just going to try to finish as much as I can. But I guess we could spend another 10 minutes because now the chat's popping. We got 5 people in chat. So I'm not going to repeat probably a bunch of stuff we talked about. Now we got 6 people in chat. Wow.
Yep.
So it's a party now. So what do you want to say, Corey,
about
this week? Because that's essentially what this chat is about this week.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to all these other projects we got planned and what have you. Like I said, hoping I'm feeling a little better tomorrow because just today wore me out. I think some of it had to do with I got up early. I didn't sleep well the night before. And, just we did a lot of walking today.
We did. My butt hurts. My back hurts. And we got to do it all over again the next couple of days. Oil City Hobby Shop. I wonder if they play Yu-Gi Mons.
Yeah, Yu-Gi Mons.
Do they play the Yu-Gi Mons? What's it called? I ain't gonna tell you, but I'm gonna look it up real quick. Neat. RPG games, literally. We sell model trains, RCs, model kits, die cast, RPG games, card games, hobby tools, and so much more. I need to call them tomorrow and see if they do play Yu-Gi-Oh! Like Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournaments at all. Because they might just sell the cards. They might not have any actual tournaments. But we can see. And if they do, it's probably just Saturday.
Yep. Good times. Well, to be honest with you, Eddie, I kind of miss both you and Jenna. I mean, yeah, Zack, he's all right, but it's not the same. That weekend just went by way too quick.
The Blue Eyes White Drag Queen. Oops.
You bumped the mic again.
Is there any Thomas stuff at the store that you're going to? I don't know. They haven't posted any pictures. It looks like it's just like HO and O scale trains. It doesn't really seem like it's going to be Thomas, but they might. Well, we actually don't know for sure. Yeah, Corey couldn't sleep last night because he missed you so much. He wished that you were there with him, keeping him safe. Jenna might get a little jealous, though. She might get a little jealous of that. Douglas, it's okay. At least you can be honest about your scalping.
I like Eddie, but
but understanding that it's just wrong. Like, don't get me wrong, turning a profit is not wrong. Like I said, you can buy 1 to 2 to maybe 3 of the items in question, but just like save some for the rest of us, Like you can buy. No one's saying you can't buy some. Just don't buy all of them, Especially when you knowingly buy something that isn't made anymore and it would technically be like a vintage item,
Yeah. I mean, it's just like I said, that whole ordeal is just really sad.
Well, you know what else is really good though, at least?
What?
That your parents enjoy my gumbo and my red beans and rice.
Yep.
Deli Donut kept all of his stuff. Well, shoot. I mean, Fischl's, well, let's face it, Fischl's was a gold mine. And look, who's to say that it would not have closed anyway? Because the pandemic was hard, especially on small businesses. The government, to my understanding, wasn't really bailing out small businesses that well. They were mostly bailing out large businesses. So small businesses, so many of them had to close either during COVID or in the aftermath of COVID. And 2023 is kind of sort of the aftermath of COVID still, So, I mean, who's to say that even if the scalping hadn't occurred, that Fischl's would still be open or not? It may have closed its doors. We don't really know, but I definitely think the scalping had at least a little bit to do with it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, like all of that was not handled appropriately. No one saw the red flags. No one questioned anything, and when they did question it,
they questioned the wrong people.
Yeah, and I mean, and at that point, it was too late.
What did we buy from Fischl's? The only thing I bought like a Y track where like the engine can go forward, back up, and then go back on it. So I bought a wooden railway Y. And then I bought Rosie. I bought a cute little Rosie. It really sucked though because I wanted a D7 101, but that got sold before I could go there. I want D7 101 so bad. They didn't make Bear. For some reason, they just made D7 101 is Bear. Who's Spam Cam? What's his number?
199.
D199. My bad. 7101 is Bear. 199 is Spam Can.
Yes.
They had Spam Can, and unrelated to the scalping, because the scalping hadn't happened yet, he was sold like a week or two before I got there, and I was so sad because I wanted him.
Now then, the crazy thing was they actually had, I remember at one time they had the original mail car.
Mm-hmm.
Like the bogey mail car from the Learning Curve era.
Yeah. Well, oh yeah, and I mean, Douglas, hey, if you go to the store and let's say that they have like Flying Scotsman on the shelf, bro, if they only had 2 Flying Scotsmans left, yeah, go ahead and take them. But if they have like 6 of them, just take like 2 of them and leave the rest. You know what I mean? Hello, Train Man 3985. Welcome to the chat. You're a little kind of towards the end of it, I won't lie, but
yeah, we're going to be heading off here in a couple minutes.
But welcome nonetheless. You can definitely stay until we leave. So no, today was good. Just recapping today. Today was good. We got some good video. We got a good start on Yu-Gi-Oh! Chronicles. I would say that we were able to film like maybe 40% or 30 to 40% of the whole video. And tomorrow, truthfully, I just care about getting Corey's crap done. And then it was kind of weird. We filmed the second half of the script. So we do technically need to film at least the first half of it. And then we can stop. Oh my God, we have 7 people.
Yeah.
Every time we say we're about to leave, then more people come on to the chat. So I don't want to leave when there's 7 people in the chat.
We should head off here because I want to get ready for bed.
Are you sure?
Well, yeah, if we're going to be getting up early, we might as well get to bed.
Okay,
early.
but like it's only 9:30 though.
Oh, I still got stuff I got to get done.
What do you have to get done tonight?
I got to box up some packages to ship tomorrow.
Okay. All right. Well,
trying to juggle that in amongst this meetup. And I'm telling you, a hot shower sounds good right now.
Oh yeah, that was one thing. You went to bed and like I showered. When I got home, I showered.
I think I heard you going into the bathroom.
Yeah.
You just showered because you like my shower.
You do have a good shower though.
Oh yeah. Trust me, gotten a lot of compliments on it. I know Christian was saying about that when he was here.
Yeah. We're probably not going to do another stream till Saturday because I do leave Sunday. And we usually just do 2 streams. One stream at the beginning and one stream at the end. So
well, I think in March there we did 2 streams.
We did.
It was when you and your brother. It was when you and your brother were here. We didn't get to do the last stream.
And then the one stream that we did do, you took it down because
it got age gated.
I had exposed my nipple to be silly, and Nick was drinking beer.
I don't know if it was that. It might have been, we dropped.
And then also we dropped a couple of F-bombs like in the first 10 minutes of it.
You wanted something funny there. Jenna and I, her live chat we did together, it got
age gated.
No, limited ads because it was deemed not suitable for most advertisers. It's like, really?
Well, I will say this about little baby Jenna. The live chat got a little emotional at certain points, and I could see how the emotionality of that live chat would make it to where it perhaps isn't friendly for certain advertisements.
Well, I don't see where it's any different than some of the, I think a lot of it has to do with YouTube is just so goddamn selective.
Police everything now. Kappa, I know what Kappa's trying to do, but I just feel like it really changed YouTube.
I don't think Kappa has anything to do with it. It's this goes clear back to the ad apocalypse in 2017.
Well, Kappa certainly didn't help either.
No,
the ad apocalypse, which is all PewDiePie's fault. I still can't believe he dressed as a Nazi and did like a bunch of bro, come on, really? I mean, it changed the landscape. Kappa and the ad apocalypse forever changed the YouTube landscape. YouTube will never be the same again.
Yep. But I suppose probably go ahead and end it here.
Okay, well.
We've gone on for almost 1.5 hours. So
yeah, that's good enough live chat. Sorry if anyone is coming in and is about to miss it, but we do save these live chats, so you can definitely go back and watch them. In fact, whenever I drive back to Pittsburgh, because Corey lives about 2 hours away from Pittsburgh, and that's where I fly into. Usually I listen to them. I listen to them in the car. I'll turn them on. I turn my GPS on to the Pittsburgh airport, and I listen to it like it's an audiobook.
It's like free Audible.
But
I suppose that's going to be it.
Okay.
For this live chat. Thanks everyone for tuning in.
Look forward to possible updates during the week. I know Corey usually posts once a day about what we're doing. Yep. So follow the Plowbender Facebook page and YouTube channel to stay up to date on our adventures this week.
Yep. Take care, everyone. Thanks for your continued support and viewership.
Good night.